I do not join the cacophony, the routine of folks screaming and yelling that Alvin Bragg is himself corrupt. I'm not saying that. I've never thought that. I've never intimated that. There's nothing to indicate that Alvin Bragg, the district attorney for Manhattan, is somehow a criminal. Because with all of this Trump fervor, and oh my God, look at that. All of this, anyway, with all of this ferocity and this screaming and yelling, people can lose themselves. But what this shows is something else. It shows you what the hell's wrong with the system. The system that would allow this. I believe, I've told you this before. I know people say, is he holding up the Constitution again? Yes. This is what I believe in. And there was always this dividing line, this firewall between government, prosecution, elections, the right to the franchise. If I don't like your president, if I don't like our president, I kind of wait until this thing called the electoral process continues. I don't want to necessarily indict a sitting president because that's a great way to subvert everything. And I'm not suggesting Alvin Bragg is doing any of this stuff. I wouldn't be surprised if Alvin Bragg, by virtue of his apparent connection with George Soros, his benefactor in terms of campaigns and the like, if he shares a political ideology that is consistent with something that I find to be deplorable, it's not illegal. I wouldn't be surprised if Alvin Bragg, like every other prosecutor since day one, from Dewey to Giuliani to name it, said, I can make my name. I can make my name. By doing something I believe in. Because I believe also that there are folks who truly believe that Donald John Trump is the personification of all that is evil. They believe it in ways and for reasons that you and I probably can't figure out. I know people think that I am this MAGA maniac, and I have been one of President Trump's staunchest supporters as to certain aspects of what he has done. But there have been things that he's done, especially as of late, that just redefine lunacy. The name calling. Why are people making fun of Alvin Bragg's weight? Referring to Stormy Daniels as horseface? What are we doing here? Look, I know we live in a world of incivility brought to us primarily by this thing called social media. I understand it. But I find it disgusting. I find it deplorable. I find it something that makes me kind of sick. And I don't dig it. That's not my thing. But let me tell you what I think this does show us. It shows us how this system, despite all of its theoretical protections and checks and balances, has the potential for being horrid. Look at how for so many years, different local sheriffs and prosecutors looked the other way when African Americans were ravaged and savaged during the Jim Crow days. Look the other way. Those citizens looked for their local sheriff and mayors and nothing. Nothing. They were on their own, abandoned. How did that happen? It was a part of the corruption of the system. I'm not saying the system is always corrupt, but in this particular case it is. And there are people who, by virtue of their own particular history, are telling you and the rest of us, oh, gee, you're really upset now. Oh, boy, they got your guy Trump, huh? You don't like the way he's being treated, but people from my generation or people of my race or my class or my whatever it is, we went through indignity and the unceremonious juridical abandonment for decades. You never said a word. It's just like when O.J. Simpson was acquitted. Oh, my God. A lot of African Americans said, boy, look at this. You finally lose a case and you're going crazy. So I understand that prosecutions, depending upon our own frame of reference, represents different things to different people. But this, the fact that a former president is being charged with this case that nobody can understand. Look, as a former prosecutor, I don't like, because when I'm prosecuting, it means somebody was victimized for the most part. But I like, for example, this opening statement. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, that man killed this person. That man stole from this person. That man robbed. That man hit. That man, bumper sticker stories. He hit, robbed, stole, killed. Quick. The essence, the gravamen of it makes a lot of sense. What do we hear today? Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, that man falsified a business record which maybe was up to a felony because of the statute of limitations, and then it might have been an in-kind contribution of the whatever. No. That's not what I want. That's not the kind of case I want. I want something very simple, very specific, and very, very pointed. This is one of the worst cases. But keep in mind, the others that are around. You've got the E. Jean Carroll sexual battery case in federal court against the president. You got January 6th. You've got this Mar-a-Lago document case. You've got the Stop the Steal case in Georgia. You also have the Attorney General of New York, Letitia James's $250 million fraudulent assessment. But that one's a monster. Not even sure what that is. And then you've got this one. Six cases concomitant and part of this juridical, this jurisprudential avalanche, this tsunami. This stinks. Is it legal? Yeah. Is it corrupt? I'll let you decide this, but there's nothing wrong with utilizing the system. Does it tend to fly in the face of the precepts and the spirit of the Constitution? Oh, yeah. And we need to talk about that, and we need to fix this. Not just because it's Trump, but for the next person who finds themselves ensnared by this. Think about what I've said. I want to hear what you have to think. But please, first, of course, like this video, subscribe to the channel, hit that bell so you're notified of new videos and the like. And please, whatever you do, I beg, I beseech, I import you and you to comment as you see fit.